Is it really the soccer tactical invention of the last decade? When they win, it's the genius positioning of the inverted fullback. When they lose, it's because their fullback is not really a proper defender. The generals after the war are hyperbolical when they claim that one player decides the fate of the whole team, especially if it's at the corner of the field. Or are they? Let's really understand what an inverted fullback is. Traditional fullbacks are part of the back line when defending and sometimes running past the wingers when attacking. Usually that happens when the team attacks on that side. When the ball is on the other side, they stay back to help cover. What coaches have noticed is that the runs forward by the fullbacks are often mediocre. They often come too late, giving time for the opposition to organize, and when they do, the fullback is often too tired to have an impact or too worried about the potential sprint back to their position. Instead, they have come up with the idea of the fullback to take over the central midfielder position, while the central midfielder pushes up and forms the attacking line. The total amount of ground to be covered might be the same, but it is split between the two players. The inverted fullback will defend as a traditional fullback on their own half and even be part of the initial build-out that way. However, on the other half, they will move to the central area, so that they provide the support in midfield while the midfielders are attacking. And that is truly the role of the inverted fullback. They support the attacking effort of the 3-2-5 formation. Let's break down the plan on how to play as an inverted fullback. When the opponents have the ball, you stay at the back, likely defend one of the wingers. That is often one of the best players of the opponents. They are technically gifted and likely the fastest players. You need to be aggressive and close them down from receiving the ball if possible, or at least make sure they receive it with their back against our goal. Even more dangerous are the runs they can make in behind. And you need to be ready for them, while also holding the offside line. Not an easy job, and it takes lots of constant awareness and correct positioning to make it work. When attacking, there are two parts of the story. One is played on our half, starting the ball from the goalkeeper. During this time, the role is very similar to a traditional fullback. Stay as wide as possible, find a way to progress the ball and make runs into space to give options for a pass. When playing on the opponent's half, move to the central area and signal to the midfield that they are ready for the next phase of 3-2-5. Sitting next to the midfield, the role is to support the attacking 5 players. If the winger follows the fullback in the middle, then getting the ball to our winger will create a 1v1. If the winger sticks to the side to support their fullback, then we have numerical advantage in the middle. Now, the phases of play are not just defending and attacking, but also the transitions between those two states. Often called counter-attacking and counter-defending, or pressing. When counter-attacking, you have the freedom to rush down the line or through the middle to create the extra space. When pressing, your job is to prevent that and slow down the opponents, so they cannot get a quick advantage. See a situation where opposition have pushed their winger and their fullback all the way. It is possible that our winger has been pinned back, and when we win the ball, you are the best option to carry the ball forward. Make sure the communication is clear with the winger, and during this time the positions are swapped. On the opponent's half, we might lose the ball. Our first goal is to press very fast and recover the ball immediately. Even if that is not possible, the role of the inverted fullback is to slow the opponents down. So you should put the pressure to make sure they turn towards their own goal and pass back, rather than forward. At worst, you will make a foul to slow them down. Now comes the really scary scenario. When we lose the ball, their wingers might be one step ahead of us. You will have to sprint back, straight to your goal. One of the central defenders will cover for you, but until we slow them down to pass the ball back, you are effectively a central defender. This is a very common pattern of play for handling counterattacks, but it needs to be understood and communicated by the players. What are the characteristics of the great inverted fullbacks? Let's start by naming some of them. Philipp Lahm, Joao Cancelo, Joshua Kimmich, Trent Alexander-Arnold are the most popular ones. Firstly, They are great fullbacks and they are great central midfielders. In fact, almost all of them have played both positions in their youth academies. So, they are fast, have pace, have stamina, and have technique. They have great anticipation and positional awareness. The coach cannot play them with a joystick, so they have to understand and make the decisions on the field all the time. What we have seen recently is that teams have started to use some of these players in hybrid roles. On defense, they keep both center backs on the striker. The fullbacks sometimes are inverted and other times they will be traditional. That creates confusion in the defense when players need to keep track of too many players. Look at how one of the fullbacks become inverted, while the other forms a triangle on the wing. Depending on their qualities, they might do underlapping runs with crosses, or be the ones combining in the central area and looking for a through pass as an assist. Here are a few signature moves by the inverted fullbacks. Firstly, the underlap is the bread and butter of the inverted fullbacks. As the fullback have abandoned the touchline, it is more likely that they will do an underlapping run, instead of an overlapping run. Not only that the winger is on the touchline, but even maybe the striker or one of the attacking midfielders have made the run before. Then the fullback comes in out of nowhere to make a second underlapping run and the defenders are lost on who to guard at that point. An even more common one is the support to switch the play. The ball has gone to the winger, but they didn't manage to attack and now they have numerical disadvantage. The inverted fullback provides an outlet and a solution to the other side using the other midfielders or even defenders. Taking a page from the traditional fullback, the pass they receive in the same situation might mean something else. Our players were waiting for a cross from our winger, so now they are all there. The inverted fullback can take an extra touch to set it up and then cross the ball in the penalty area. The crossing skill that a traditional fullback has can really become handy here. There you have it! This tactical guide of the inverted fullback will show you when, why, and how to play the role. It is fun to watch the players in the world play like that, but even more it is fun for see youth players excelling at it. Let's go!